Well. Well, hello there. Welcome back to another horse certified stream. Certified by me, a horse, Tomoe Umari. I don't know why I'm in NPC mode right now. Maybe it's just one of those days. You know, I've been kinda not looking forward to this in the sense it's, well, I don't know if you guys have ever gone to class unprepared. Not my students, right? You guys would never be unprepared in my classes. But I'm saying, like, you know, we all have things we're good and bad at, you know? Sometimes we have, PowerPoint presentations that we didn't necessarily put our work into, you know? We did not carry our weight in the team, you could say. We were dead weight. Yes, group projects do end up like that sometimes. Not me, though. Not me. I always contribute. I actually really fucking hate group projects, but you know. 13974 is given 4 carrots to slide over coffee. Thank you. Yes. I'm not necessarily ready, but I didn't cancel. I'm gonna be like one of those shitty substitute teachers that puts a movie on instead. Except not really. I'm not gonna do that to you guys. Put on the hat. I haven't worn the hat in a while, partially because it's a little bit broken right now, so there's no ribbon on it. This is what happens if I try to put it on. See, it's a sad, ribbonless hat. It makes you sad, doesn't it? It feels like it's missing something. It's like, I don't know, man. It's like a key component of it. I'll get it fixed later, don't worry. That's just how it is. Gotta sew it back on. Yeah, it's like, you know, when you're wearing your favorite button up and the button falls off and you're like, damn, that really sucks. Now I can't wear it anymore. All because you don't want to take like 5 seconds to look up on how, like, you know, like WikiHow or something, how to sew a button back on. Though I think sewing buttons is actually kind of a pain in the ass, so maybe not. It did have a ribbon, believe it or not. There was a ribbon there. I remember it as if it were yesterday. You forgot your pants, can you go home? I don't think this is a common problem that one has in school, but you know what? It's been a while. It's been a while. What a well-crafted coat. I know, it's my finest work. Let's see if I can remember anything about World War I. You know, it's funny considering I'm World War I themed. I figured I'd at least go through the Wikipedia a little bit to try and figure it out. I'm not gonna read the whole thing, though, because that's like a really fucking long page, and I do not have the mental stability to be able to go through it. But we can cover the main points and actually do like kind of like a proper lesson, you know, like a study along, like a figure it the fuck out type of scenario, but we're all like figuring it the fuck out together, even though I'm pretty sure like half of you motherfuckers already know all about World War I, and you're just testing me to see how strong and competent of a leader I am. Norris get 1.99 carrots. The same movie might as well be the Great War YouTube channel, huh? I don't know what that means. Unless there's a channel like that. I guess maybe there probably is. This is the war where your kind was replaced, Tomoe. They never used horses again. I'm aware of that much, at least, okay? I understand humanity's biggest mistake was made during this war, aka replacing the most beautiful creature known to man. I think it was the horse, I'm not sure. History nerds, huh? Well, I mean, I'm pretty sure this was the war with, like, the Archduke, right? I don't know what the fucking Archduke is, but it sounds like very, sounds kind of snobby, actually. Yeah, let's blame the Archduke for everything that went wrong. They used horses in World War II. It wasn't really as prevalent, though. You know, it wasn't the same, bro. It wasn't the same. No more horses were lost to the fires of war. They were instead kept at home and treasured. I don't know if that was the right move, man. It's gonna make all the horses soft and weak. Is that what you want? Soft and weak horses? Instead of horses that can hold their own, horses that you can rely on to fight alongside of you. Nora's getting 1.99 carrots. It covers the whole war week by week. That is very in-depth. I don't know if we can get that in-depth. Honestly, this sounded like a good idea in my head. I really wish I was like a history person, Because history is interesting to me. I just cannot for the life of me remember all of the facts and tidbits that go with it. It's just, everything slides off of my brain that isn't related to numbers. Numbers stick pretty well. Formulas are easy. Physics is fun. Biology is fun. Anything math and science related, I fucking love it. I could do it all day. But, history, a little bit tricky. I also like English a lot, but, you know, yeah. Horses were used into World War II, but it's not as prevalent. It's not the same, bro. Horses weren't used in the same way. Isn't World War I the war where things got really fucky and they decided to, like, put in a lot of, like, war rules in afterwards because they're like, people got a little too silly. Maybe we should do something about this. And there were, like, a lot of people with really broken spirits, and then the soldiers got home and they were kind of treated like shit. I might be thinking of the wrong war. I don't know. This was back when propaganda was, more prevalent as well. Yeah. Shotguns in war. I do not think shotguns would be a good idea to use on human beings. That, sounds like a recipe for, well, it sounds kind of fucked up, honestly. I don't know about that. Every war has had veterans treated like I don't know. I think World War I was particularly bad. And then eventually, like, maybe we should do something to keep our soldiers from having to live under bridges. Perhaps this might be a good idea. It's like, but we was getting to gears. Say from the hay bales to the stalls, drop sugar cubes in my maw, nay, nay, nay. Wait, Umari, nay, nay, horse chat, nay, nay, Umari, nay, nay, horse. Is that supposed to be a poem or something? What is it? What, huh? Take a seat in the back of the classroom. Can't just show up late for class and be like, alright, let's just cause some mischief. Alright, well, let me pull up the Wikipedia and see if I can remember anything else, because honestly, memory is fuzzy as fuck when it comes to history. It's not that I hated it or anything, this was just one of the few classes where I had to do handwritten essays, and I still have not gotten over it yet. Let's see, okay. Here we go. It's Wikipedia. You can't cite Wikipedia still, but that's okay. Wait, hold on. Set this up. This goes here. This goes here. Slide this to the right here. Let me just adjust my glasses. Do you guys have any fun World War I facts that you would like to start this out with before I kind of, like, go through different points in here to, like, try and highlight the more important parts of the war as far as I can recall personally? Wow, yeah, there's some people who can even remember the exact dates of battles and shit. That's crazy. That is crazy to me. Horse gas masks are also fun. I don't know, these guys did not look like they were having a fun time. They straight up did not look like they wanted to be there. Okay, the Bulgarians had the best cavalry of the war. Why is that? Despite being called a great war, it was in fact not a great war. Oh, yeah, I remember the Christmas ceasefire. Okay. Wait, 9 million people died? 23 million wounded? 8 million civilians? How the fuck did so many civilians die? Oh, genocide. Oh! Really? Did that happen in World War I? There was an issue displaying this preview. Huh. Oh, okay. Well, we don't need to look at genocide anyway. Okay. Oh yeah, that old thing. Starvation, disease, genocide. Damn. The war was a major factor in the 1918 Spanish flu pandemic. That was a thing? I see. Maybe I'm getting my wars mixed up. I don't remember this part of the war. Yeah. Yeah, the Archduke died, and that's when things got really bad. It was a breaking point. You know, we all have breaking points. That's when you need to sit down and simmer down and talk about your differences. But no, they decided to jump to assassination. I guess that was the answer. So, that's when shit hit the fan, right, class? That's when shit hit the fan. And then everybody started getting involved. It was like a really horrifying dodgeball match where everybody was raising their hands because they wanted to let out their lust in a way that was, you know, like it was approved at the time. Like it was the right way to do it. Okay, so then a lot of people died as a result. I don't know, man. This war has a lot of components to it. I'm gonna try and piece it together. Oh yeah, there was a lot of disease. Okay. I think they showed us some of those images and we're like, this might not be for the faint of heart. Look away if you don't want to see these really grotesque graphic images, class. It may shock you. It may horrify you. It was a mess. The Western Front gets all the credit, but there was nasty stuff happening everywhere. I mean, I would assume so. There's a shit ton of people in there. The Ottoman Empire? What is the Ottoman Empire? Oh, the Turkish Empire. Huh? I wonder how big it was. I wonder how big that empire was. Whenever they say empire, you know, that sounds super imposing, like a really, really big place. I always thought Ottomans were like that type of chair, right? Is that a type of chair? Like a recliner or something? I don't know. Ah, yeah, okay. As long as I'm not wrong about that, you know? It's an empire. Imperial. Germany's strategy in 1914 was to first defeat France, then transfer forces to the Russian front. I wonder how things went in Russia. Whenever I look at the number... Yeah, I don't know. I do remember this. In school, whenever they showed the numbers with Russia, there was always like a shit ton of Russian deaths. And they said, well, I think the history teacher at the time was like, well, Russia didn't have proper equipment or anything, you know? They always had really bad, outdated equipment. I don't know if that's changed over time, but, you know, it's hard to say. It's hard to say. It failed. Oh, they couldn't beat France. That sucks. That's a damn shame right there. Before World War I, the Ottoman Empire was from the Black Sea all the way... Oh, really? It was that big? Huh. It's crazy how wars tend to break up empires, you know? Just kind of fall apart. Vive la France? Huh? I don't know, man. Spanned from Southern Europe to Western Asia to Northern Africa. How the fuck did they get so much territory? Huh? I wonder how long they were around for. Usually empires have like really long, powerful histories and whatnot. The Western Front consisted of a continuous line of trenches stretching from the English Channel. Wow. All the way to Switzerland. Was that the neutral country? It was the neutral country, the one in the middle that nobody fucks with. I remember that. It's called an invasion. Okay. How the fuck did they dig that many trenches? They must have people at that for a really long time, huh? Oh wait, I'm supposed to be teaching you guys. I should sound more confident about this. Yeah, those people! They were in there. They were in the trenches. They were digging away. They had shovels and they put their backs into it. They don't build warriors like that anymore, you know? We just it's a completely separate battle. Lots of men, lots of time, stress, and shovels. I could never do that, bro. I mean, I feel like every person deep down has like the natural instinct to grab a shovel and just dig a hole in the backyard or something, right? Like you just dig a hole and then fill it in and pat the dirt down and then you dig a hole somewhere else. Like it's fun. It's good stress relief. Probably not in this case though. Not really? What do you mean not really? That's a thing? Have you guys never felt that way before? Huh. Like you had a choice? I know you didn't have a choice back then, but I'm just saying, it's fun, right? It's relaxing. It's like gardening, except you're not planting anything, you know? Now they become VTubers? Oh, I don't know about that, buddy. I don't know about that. The Eastern Front was more dynamic, but neither side could gain a decisive advantage despite costly offensives. And then more people joined in! Holy fuck, dude, they let everybody into this war. Everybody got a hand in it. No wonder so many people died. Damn. Oh, United States entered in 1917. Oh, that's exciting. That's exciting. On the Allies' side, in the same year, the Bolsheviks seized power in the Russian October Revolution. Well, damn. That's not good for Russia. I don't know if that's good for Russia or not. We were casually late. You know, it's sometimes it's fine to be fashionably late. It's like you gotta build like the dramatic tension, you know? You don't want to hop into the war before you're ready. You gotta make sure everybody's good. You gotta make sure everybody packed their lunches, you know? They have their shoes tied or velcroed, you know, depending on what kind of shoes they wear. I actually don't know when velcro shoes were invented, but you get the point. It was the death of the classic aristocracy? Huh? Why? The Bolsheviks formed Soviet Union. Is that when that happened? What the fuck was going on in Russia before then? What did they do over there? Oktoberfest in Russia? I don't know if that's... oh, I love black and white photos. I should have made the stream black and white. I have that power, but I did not exercise that power. Do you know why the US entered the war? I think there was like pressure for them to participate, right? Like they... fuck, what was it that made the US enter? I'm trying to remember. These are the sort of questions I would get asked in class. I should know this. Well, why the fuck wouldn't they enter? You know, why not, right? Yeah. In all fairness, the army was extremely unprepared for modern warfare, and the US had been supplying the Entente for years. I mean, to be fair, yeah, the US usually helps out in every war. Even if they're not directly participating. You'll find out if you read on. Okay, I will. Telegraph. Germany launched an offensive in the West in March 1918, and despite initial successes, it left them exhausted and demoralized. Well, that's not good at all. A successful Allied counteroffensive later that year caused the collapse of the German front line, and then... armistices with the Allies left Germany isolated. Damn, they got fucked over, huh? Entente. Okay. Sorry, words are hard. The Tsar got killed, Kaiser was removed, Ottoman Empire fell apart, and all little rulers in the Balkans were deposed. Oh. I can see where it all went wrong, yeah. The war took a toll for the Russian Empire, and the people got mad. People got mad and turned to communism. Civil war broke out, monarchy fell apart, and then CCCP happened. Oh, I kinda got most of that. Ottoman Empire? I don't think that's what it's called. You Fisher 89 is given 5 carrots. Say, the Great War. I own 4 original firearms that were made for that war, one of which I know saw combat. The German Mauser 98 made in 1915. I wonder how many firearms are still around from that time. I mean, if there were that many people participating, surely there were a lot of them, right? But I don't know, maybe a lot of them got destroyed too. It's hard to tell. Eventually everything will be destroyed, but we don't have to worry about that. Oh, yes, the fighting ended. The armistice of 11 November 1918. And then Germany got fucked over, right? Yeah. Yeah, that sucks. Oh! Wait, is this when Poland came to be? I thought all these countries existed before then. I was not aware that they were like relatively new. I probably should know that, but honestly, I'm pretty ignorant in terms of anything but the US, but even then I'm pretty bad with the US too, so, you know, yeah. Sixer Eyes join the Umarmy. Oh, it's a subscription. Welcome to this. Welcome, yes. Welcome. Thank you. Thank you. Ah, yes. These are names of people. I guess these are the great people. Oh, yeah. Okay, it shows all the people who participated over here. I like how it says and others. It can't even list everybody. France, UK, and its territories. They had territories? Maybe back then. I don't know what UK history is confusing. I actually don't know how the British Empire fell apart, to be honest. I think it probably happened in the early... no, when was that? Does anybody know anything about Britain? Oh, colonies. Okay. Russia, Japan, Italy, US. Huh. Okay. Oh, this is the war that did it. Okay. I think that makes sense. Surely they can't just, like, immediately lose everything, though. Political and military alliances. There was a balance of power. The Concert of Europe? Who the fuck named it that? That just sounds exciting. War isn't meant to be exciting. It's meant to be, depressing and sad, and... well, it probably was very depressing and sad based off of everything I've read so far. After World War II, it couldn't maintain its colonies. I mean, how long did they maintain them, though? I think that's more impressive, honestly. Tomoe, you're teaching us, not the other way around. I already made it clear from the beginning. I don't know shit about history. I just thought this would be a fun stream to do, honestly. Occasionally, I like to try things that I know I'm not good at, just to see how it goes. Plus, you guys know a lot, so I think it makes it fun. There's a lot of talk of theaters and concerts, but they never say what band's playing. That is an interesting thing to point out, actually. I never thought about it like that. Prussia? What the fuck is a Prussia? Oh, German state of Prussia. That sounds familiar for some reason. Why is Europe so complicated compared to the US? Like, why did so much happen here? Why is everything so... There's so much lore compared to the US. It's weird. It's weird. It goes back way further. There's so much to unpack in every little country. Cause we are smarter. Oh, pre-Germany. When the fuck did Germany come to exist then? What the fuck? German Empire. Let's see, that was... The unification of Germany was in 1871? I think, okay. Damn, a lot of shit happened in the 1800s, huh? Lots of people being assassinated and overthrown, and the world kind of reshaped itself. Not like, you know, like a Pangea type of incident, but like it was pretty crazy. Wikipedia is the best source. Wikipedia's teaching me not really as much as you guys are right now, so you know it's okay. We're just kind of reviewing. It's like the day before a history test, and you have to cram in as much material as possible in order to try and get, you know, like a half decent final grade, because you don't want to have to do summer school. That's basically the energy we're on right now. I'm gonna take a sip of this coffee real quick. Greeks, Roman Republic, Roman Empire, collapse of Roman Empire, Kingdom Wars, Holy Roman War, more wars, World War I. What's the difference between the Roman Republic and the Roman Empire? And how did it... And how did the Roman Empire collapse, but then afterwards there's a Holy Roman Empire? What the fuck was Rome up to? What happened there? What? One was a republic and one was an empire. What's the difference between a republic and an empire? Huh? The republic is better than the empire? Then why did the republic turn into an empire? What did I do wrong? It's a good question! I I don't get it. Julius Caesar. Is a Caesar salad named after him? I always kind of wondered that. You failed civics? I don't know how to answer that. I'm just a humble horse, man, okay? That's all. That's all. How much do you guys know about European history? Why? How? Caesar salad is not named after him. Huh. Jesus Christ is given 5 carrots to say the Republic became an empire largely because of a funny thing that happened today. What the fuck does that mean? Okay. Okay. The Caesar salad was named after a chef. Okay. Caesar got stabbed a lot. Why would they do that to him? The Ides of March? What does that fucking mean? Today is the anniversary of Caesar's death? You're fucking lying. There's no way. There's no fucking way. I don't even know what this stream is becoming anymore. Oh, the Tides of March. Oh. Oh, okay. The Triple Alliance. They were doing shit over there. They definitely were. Oh, it was named after... Oh, okay, so there was an Italian chef with the name Caesar who invented the salad. That's crazy, man. I didn't know you could invent salads like that. General history rant stream win. No, we have to stay focused, class. Remember the objective. The test is not multiple choice, it is free response. You must memorize all of this material, or I will fail you, and you will have a remedial training. Yes, yeah, Okay, alright. The reinsurance treaty. I thought the Renaissance was a long time. I don't fucking know, honestly. I gotta get all these facts straight in my head. The objective has been abandoned. I will learn about World War I! What type of horse am I? I'm a very powerful horse. They named horsepower after me, actually. I gotta keep reading. Okay. Where was I before I rudely interrupted myself by going off on a tangent? Or a sea canter. Or even a cosa. I don't fucking know. Anyway, let's see. This is 1880, the British and French attempted to negotiate with Russia. He reformed the League in 1881, which was renewed in 1883 and 18... Why the fuck did they have to renew it every 2 years? That's so unnecessary! And it lapsed in 1887, and there was a new treaty. A secret agreement between Germany and Russia to remain neutral if either were attacked by France or Austria. I don't think it was very secret if we know about it now, you know? Yeah. Wait till she gets to the Cold War. I hope they brought a coat, you know, it's not good when it's all chilly outside. Government could change, okay. Yeah, they're not very good at keeping secrets, no wonder everything went to shit. Peace with Russia is the foundation for German foreign policy. And then, yeah, a lot of shit happened over there. And there were a lot of treaties, and a lot of treaties that fell apart. There's so much that goes into this, too. There was an arms race. Oh, yeah. Everybody needed new shiny weapons. Wasn't the Industrial Revolution around this time, too? I think it was, like, in the early 1915-ish kind of range. Somewhere around there. I think? Yeah. Because you gotta... Yeah. That's why everybody had, like, weaponry and whatnot, you know? Okay. And there were lots of navies. You had the Imperial German Navy, the British Royal Navy, and they wanted to be superior. It was like two sailors wrestling with each other out in the open ocean. Just them versus the world, surrounded by water. They did their best out there. No. Shut up! Shut up! This is a battle. We have to stay focused here. The machine gun was introduced in World War I. That was the most casualty-producing weapon of the war. Damn, imagine being the person who figures out that there's machine guns. Like, it's just, you know, figuring... Yeah, like, you get turned into, like, a block of Swiss cheese. That would not be very pleasant, you know? That would not be a fun time. Let's see... It was an emotional decision. Okay, so this is all like Navy lore right here. There's a dreadnought, and is this like the snippets where you learn about all the individual battles that transpired, right? Like it goes into crazy amounts of detail about that, but I guess the German people wanted to make a navy large enough to fight the British people, and they were just tussling out on the open ocean, just them versus the world, with nothing to disturb them out yonder. And I think that's pretty damn admirable, or admiral, I guess, since it's navy. It was not driven by a reduction in political tensions, but by German concern over Russia's quick recovery from its defeat, and the Russia... What? This was a war? I've never even heard of this before! Russia and Japan fought each other? Really? 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 Why? When? What? Where? Huh? How the fuck did Russia lose? How did they lose? What? Over an island? How the fuck did Russia lose? Has Russia ever won a war before? What happened? Did I skip history class often? In my school, you see, in my classroom, they only taught us about things that the US was involved in. I never learned about anything that didn't involve the US. I wonder how that war went. That's curious. I have literally never heard of that war before. I did not know that was a thing. I slept through history. I've never slept in class before. I did skip a lot of school though, but I did graduate with a good GPA, so that's irrelevant. It's a nice little war. I don't know if it was a little war. I guess actually no. Okay, it was only for 2 years. That is a pretty little war. The Boxer Rebellion? I don't think so. I've never heard of that before. Skipping class. Y'all never skipped class before? I think I missed like 100 days of school. I did not want to fucking wake up in the morning. And now I do it every morning because I have to. Anyway. Let's see. Economic reforms. Backed by French funding. There was an expansion of railways and transportation infrastructure, particularly its western border regions. So this is like a time before the entirety of Europe was connected by railroads and stuff. I guess railroads really were like an early 1900s thing. I wonder what the kids who were super into trains would be into before railroads were a thing. It really makes you ponder, doesn't it? Like, what would we love if the things we love didn't exist? What would we have to love instead? Boats? I don't know, man. There's a pretty big difference between boats and trains, you know? Horses and wagons. Nobody has a proper appreciation for horses anymore. You know, that's the problem with cars and stuff and all this mechanical bullshit that sprang up around this time. Nobody has appreciation for the good old-fashioned equines of America or even the European ones, you know? Like, we put in so much work for so many fucking years. Just did everything we could possibly do to support humanity, and then, people have to fucking ruin everything. They just take that shit for granted. And now, you know what? Now it's rich people that have horses and the poor people that don't, instead of the other way around. That's why everybody's always like, ha, the stables have turned. Yeah, no shit, they turned because people don't know how to turn their ungrateful ass attitudes into something a little bit better. They're expensive. That doesn't matter! It doesn't matter! If you love horses, it shouldn't matter. Blame Henry Ford? No. I blame the consumers too. Calm down. I'll try. Well, Germany and Austria-Hungary relied on faster mobilization to compensate for their numerical inferiority compared to Russia. I don't think it matters if people have less numbers than Russia. I think the Russo-Japanese War kind of proved that. I don't know why anybody was worried about that shit, quite frankly. But I guess it's intimidating, you know? Big old landscape full of big scary men. Whoo! Intimidating. And the threat posed by the closing of this gap was more important than competing with the Royal Navy. Okay, so it was like a switching of priorities, kind of, I guess. They had an impressive size of forces, you know, 100,000. Words are hard. Numbers are harder. And then France extended compulsory military service from 2 to 3 years. Compulsory military service? What does that mean? Compulsory. That's, Oh, it's a draft. Okay. So, people probably weren't too happy about that, huh? Imagine you're on, like, the end, you know, getting near the end of your second year. You're in the final stretch. Time is ticking. You are plotting returning to your wife and kids and to settle down and raise cows or whatever people did back then. And then bam, hey bitch, you have to serve another year. Merry Christmas. And then, you know, that would be really sad, actually. Young men are forced to join the army even in times of peace. Well, it sounds fucking awful when you put it that way. You gotta look at the upsides. You guys are happy to be in the Umarmy, aren't ya? Can always make it into bright sides. Don't you like guarding the stables for 18 hours with no sleep? Don't you like having to stay there longer if the person who's supposed to take over for your shift gets thrown in the basement because they fucked something up elsewhere? Nora has given 1.9 on cards to say numbers do not win a battle, but they really help. That is true, actually. That is true. At least you have, like, you have people to work with. Yeah. Does the Umarmy have the draft? Hey, if football can draft people, why can't I draft people? That's all I'm saying, you know? Volunteering isn't too good either. What the fuck do you want then? They have to get people in there somehow. Someone has to take a bullet for the team, literally. You know? Absolute figures are difficult to calculate due to differences in categorizing expenditures since they often omit civilian infrastructure projects like railways, which also had logistical importance in military use. That is a fucking complex-ass sentence if I have ever seen one. You can't fight a war without logistics, and that's just a fact. What if the person in charge of logistics fucks up, and then the person under them fucks up, and then everybody starts fucking up, and then they try to blame it on someone else unrelated, but then the paperwork gets traced back to the original fuck-up eventually, but they still want to blame the person under them because the person on top, you know, they just can't really have that on their record. Someone has to take the fall eventually, you know? Yeah, it's unfortunate, but logistics is very complicated. It's a Marine Corps experience. I wouldn't be surprised, honestly. That sounds like some Marine Corps shit. Eventually, someone will accept responsibility for someone else's actions, and that's all that matters. As long as you have someone to blame. That's how this war ended up going anyway. Like, after everything was said and done, they needed somebody to blame. So, you know. Have fun with the class, I absolutely will. If you guys will pull out your textbooks that you haven't used all year except for 2 other lessons and flip to page 75. Ignore the stock photos on the page. I don't know why the author included those. And if you have the wrong edition of the book, then fuck you. Alright, let's see. However, from 1908 to 1913, military spending by the 6 major European powers increased by over 50% in real terms. Where the fuck did they get all that money from? How do these countries just materialize money out of nowhere? Is everybody in debt? Is every country in debt? Like, collectively? Is it all just one big debt? Why did you guys... What, you guys write in your books? Okay, more or less, yes. That sounds about right. Taxes and redirecting funds. People must not have had a lot of fun during that time, you know, like the civilians and whatnot. Damn. That's a lot. That's a lot right there. Series of crises in the Balkans. Oh yeah, the Ottoman Empire declined. Bro, Russia's so confusing. I feel like there's someone who comprehensively understands this shit, but I don't understand anything that happened back then. So people were getting independence, people were pissed off at other people, some people had beef with these guys, tensions were rising, there was another fucking war. I have never heard of any of these wars before. Honestly, the United States education system has failed me. I am Tomoe Umari and this is my story. Number one lesson the world learned about the US during World War II. Don't touch their boats. I feel like they learned that before World War II, right? Probably. The United States education system is a psyop? What the fuck does that even mean? Do you know what that word means? Does anybody know what that word means anymore? Fuck. Let's see. Let's see. What the fuck is this country? It looks pretty. It's now southeastern Poland and western Ukraine. It looks pretty. Damn. European structures were pretty breathtaking, huh? The Spanish-American War? What do you mean by this? Huh? The Russian government decided not to mobilize in response, unwilling to precipitate a war for which they were not yet prepared to handle. Damn, Russia didn't want any smoke, as they say. The great powers sought to assert control in 1913 Treaty of London. Albania became independent. Why did so many countries have their lore changed during this war? Everything fell apart for these people. I feel like the straw that broke the camel's back happened to most of these countries around then. The war in Mexico? Guys, you guys are gonna tell me about some fucking Viking wars that happened like way long ago with like Iceland or something. I think they had Vikings in Iceland. Or was that Greenland? Where the fuck were the Vikings at? I think they were like this somewhere up yonder in the upper section of the world, the upper quadrant. Probably around like Canada or something, I don't know. Oh, they participated in many wars? It ain't called the Great War for nothing. I don't see anything great about this so far. This does not seem particularly great. The War of Wyoming has claimed more lives than anybody could ever begin to fathom. It's still ongoing to this day, historians state. And they're not sure if it'll ever see an end. The Great... what the fuck? Rightful gains? What do they mean by this? Powder keg of Europe. Oh yeah! Yeah, that explains why everything fell apart. Yeah, that's fair. The Icelandic sagas are why we know a lot of early Scandinavian and Eastern European history. What the fuck happened in Scandinavia? Did they invent anything interesting? Do I need a thesaurus up while I read this wiki? That's me with every Wikipedia page. I'm not really good at pronouncing words that I don't normally use, but I like to think that's most people, right? Unless y'all just fucking instinctively know how shit's supposed to sound, in which case... I will not question you ever again. Let's see. The Triple Alliance of 1882. Stop making so many goddamn alliances. They went places, let's say. Okay, alright. Alright. The Swedes? Where is... Wait, oh yeah, I know where Switzerland is. Sweden. That's where the Swedish people are. I'm doing my best to think right now. I hate Europe, bro. I fucking hate Europe. This is just proof I'm not meant to expand outside of the US. Switzerland, those are the people responsible for IKEA, right? Yeah. Alright, let's see. Bosnia, the Serbian Black Hand Intelligence. That's just a badass name right there. Okay, so he was the heir presumptive to Emperor Franz Joseph of Austria. Damn, bro. Yeah, I don't know why they had to kill him. Honestly, probably a lot of things could have been prevented if he hadn't died. He had one fucking mission. I think Europe would make a great extension to the United States. That would require having to learn about European history. I say that, but I hardly know about American history. I'm gonna be honest, I thought that Thanksgiving had something to do with Columbus until like a year or two ago. And then I learned that the Columbus shit was actually a longer time ago. So, you know, me learning history is a work in progress. That's why we're here today, though. That's why we're chipping away at this. Yeah, it doesn't have anything to do with Columbus, believe it or not. Jesus Christ, give it 5 kids to see that pic of Franz Joseph just reminded me, get ready for pics of guys with peak facial hair. Did they just grow it differently back then, man? Was it a different time? I'm not sure. It feels like it right now. It kind of feels like it. There was a grenade thrown at the Archduke's car and injured 2 of his aides who were taken to the hospital while the convoy carried on. Bro, that is so fucking heartless. This man really... Who the fuck just throws a grenade out into the road like that? Okay, so he killed it. Oh, he also killed his wife! Why does nobody talk about that? Why the fuck? What? Why? Okay, well, the event almost failed to make any impression whatsoever. On 28 and 29 June, the crowds listened to music and drank wine as if nothing happened. Bro, that's so... that's so wild. You can still see the suit the Archduke wore on display. Well, at least, you know, they kept it. Yeah, that's fair. So, tensions rose from there, people were executed, things started to go bad. Oh yeah, that's what, wait. These countries don't exist now, do they? Was the 1900s really that different in Europe? What the fuck? What? I don't recognize a lot of these places. Huh? I don't even know if I've heard of them before. That's so interesting, actually. Austria-Hungary? Oh. They had to redefine a lot of borders and stuff, too, huh? 1900s Europe was a crazy place. Oh, brother. Oh, what the hell? It broke up into like 10 countries. That's kind of neat, though. That's kind of neat. Huh. Well, if I've learned anything today so far, it would be that. I don't think that was ever really covered in my history class, to be honest. Nora is given more 4.99 carats to say. Fun fact, the Austrian-Hungarian commander wanted to invade Serbia before the Duke was even killed, but it made a good excuse. I'm actually surprised they broke up such a large chunk of territory into so many smaller territories. Transylvania is in Romania? I see. We fought in World War I is the extent of World War I history we'll learn in the US. You say that, but that is actually true. So I did not know most of this information. It's weird, you know, if they're gonna teach the same wars over and over again, you would think that they would at least go into more detail about it, but apparently not. Austria broke off diplomatic relations and ordered partial mobilization the next day. On 20th July, they declared war on Serbia and began shelling Belgrade? Oh, it's the capital of Serbia. Damn, they went straight for the fucking throat, huh? And then Russia went to go support them. Okay. SPD? The Social Democratic Party of Germany. Not much of a logo they got there, but okay. Fair enough. And then Germany got involved too. So that's how that went over there. Did not impose a German invasion with military force. Oh yeah, this is the result of all... Okay, so basically why this ended up happening is because of all the treaties that were formed earlier. So everybody kind of had to get involved. And then after that, it seems like people ended up having beef with each other over conflicts that happened because of the treaties. And so it was all just like a domino effect from the looks of it. Later the same day, Wilhelm was informed by his ambassador in London that Britain would remain neutral if France was not attacked. Home rule crisis. Ireland? Ireland? Okay. Fair enough. I'm trying to get it. Yeah. Too many royalty in Europe were related back then. Oh, okay. That kind of makes sense based off of... Because they used to, like, have, like, royal marriages and shit to, like, form alliances and then... Yeah. I wonder what happened to all the royalty that was around back then. There's probably a lot of them that are just rich people with history now. Let's see... Didn't want to violate those treaties. I feel like I need to watch a movie about World War I after this. This is gonna make me think for a while. They're all dead now? Really? Their bloodlines just died off? It's kinda anticlimactic. Confusion among the Central Powers. Germany promised to support Austria-Hungary's invasion of Serbia, but interpretations of what this meant differed. How do you support someone, I guess? I don't know. I guess it's complicated. Some got shot, some are just rich people now, some are monarchs but less powerful, and some post about anime on Twitter now. That last one sounds very much like it could be true, but also kind of hard to imagine. Warhorse, huh? You think I just look at horse-related content in my free time? Do I really seem that shallow to you? It's crazy. I understand. You guys are crazy. But that's okay. Being a little crazy is good. Builds character, you know? Maybe a protagonist or two. Serbian campaign. Anti-aircraft warfare. Oh. First medevac. Damn, they're really busting out the planes for this one. Upon mobilization, 80% of the German army was located on the Western Front. Okay, so they tossed people out there. And then the Germans say good. Well, if they had 80% of their people out, that kind of makes sense, right? There's so many wars. I mean, not so many wars, so many battles, which now makes sense as to why the war lasted for so long. It never really made sense before, to be honest. A lot of royals from Germany moved to America? Interesting. Just showing the same couple of countries were at beef with each other. Asia and the Pacific. New Zealand. Samoa? Huh. I didn't know that was a thing. I guess that's a thing. I did not know that Australia and New Zealand were involved in this. That is something else. So they had, I'm trying to decipher this block of information here. It's a small island. Australian Naval and Military Expeditionary Force landed on the island of New Britain. New Britain? It was an island chain type of thing. Okay. Did not know that was a thing, but very neat. Good job, Britain. Good job. Japan declared war on Germany before seizing territories in the Pacific. South Seas Mandate? Ah, okay. There was a peninsula? Oh. China got involved there. Damn, everybody is at fucking sea, apparently just beefing with each other. Marines would fight there in World War II. Where the fuck is that geographically, though? Where is that? Where the fuck is that? I can't think of where that could possibly be. I don't know. Oh, it's north of Australia. Why the fuck was it called New Britain then? What? What? That makes no sense! Geographically, that makes no sense! Britain owned Australia? God damn, I didn't know that either. It's just a name? There has to be meaning to the name. They don't just name shit like that for no reason, you know? Reading about old British nations slash territories feels like reading a fantasy novel. I know the words, but they seem fake. Yeah, I kind of feel that there. I didn't know most of these countries existed, and it's kind of surreal, honestly. Indian support for the Allies. So when they say World War, they really meant World War. Like, really big fucking World War. There's so many people involved. So many countries. What? What? Oh yeah, Britain owned India at the time. Yeah. Okay. The British Indian Army in 1914 was apparently larger than the British Army itself. Holy shit. Hence the name. I understand that, but I never knew the scope of how big it was, you know? I didn't know it was like this. Why, surprised they didn't teach me this. I didn't know about this. This is new to me. I live in like a small little box mentally, you know? I never opened the lid and peeked outside. Okay. The failure of the British government to grant self-government to India after the end of hostilities bred disillusionment, resulting in the campaign for full independence. Oh yeah! Yeah, Britain kinda had that one coming. This is why we go to school. I went to school, but it's been a while, and I'm not good with history. Like I said at the beginning of the stream, I'm only good at science, math, English, physics, I guess. Yeah. Stuff like that. I'm not really good at history. Just a lot of numbers that are like related to like specific dates, a lot of names, a lot of people doing shit. It's complicated. Kind of like tumbles around in my head, then falls out, and then I just have to like scramble to grab it, but it slips between my fingers, you know? Yeah. Pre-war tactics. Oh, this is trench warfare. That's exciting to read about. Looked at them tucked away, all up in the trenches together. There's a couple bros being bros, unshowered, flourishing in their element. Probably getting annoyed at the person who's like 7 people away from them and trying to avoid that piece of shit. That's men bonding right there. Yes, indeed. Technological advances allowed the creation of strong defense systems largely impervious to massed infantry advances like barbed wire, machine guns, and above all, far more powerful artillery, which made it hard to go out there. They just struggled to develop tactics for breaching entrenched positions without suffering heavy casualties. Fuck. And then there was gas warfare and the tank. I do remember this much, at least. The days of being a common infantryman were, yeah, you got fucked up. It's like out into the meat grinder. Hopefully, at least some of the bros can get across, but you know, that shit would have been terrifying. Huh. Chemical weapons and tanks. Yeah, they got a little silly with it. A little too silly with it. This is the part of the war I'm a little more familiar with. First battle in 1914. So this was before the US got involved. I thought it'd be over before Christmas? That's fucking ambitious. I wonder what the US was doing at this time. Probably just saying, hey, fuck those guys over there. Several types of gas soon became widely used by both sides, and though it never proved a decisive battle-winning weapon, it became one of the most feared and best remembered horrors of the war. Yeah, chemical warfare is really fucked up. I know that much, at least. There was a convention that was violated? Oh, they used chlorine gas. It just looks scary. It looks scary, but it looks so light at the same time. It's like a little, like a glow stick, you know? Like glow stick fog. What does chlorine gas do to persons? People? Individuals? Does anyone know off the top of their head? Oh, lungs rotting away inside of your body. That's pretty bad. I wonder how they tested it. Huh. Someone probably figured that out the hard way. Causes not to live. Yeah, that's a pretty inhumane of killing somebody. Oh, they tested it with animals. Yeah, that'd do the trick. Blister agent. Awful. Battle of Verdun. Ah. How long did that last? That is pretty fucking long. That is a long battle. It was kind of haunting how optimistic everyone thought was about the beginning of the war. Yeah, that's sad. It was a biggie. Sounds like a biggie. Casualties were greater for the French, but the Germans bled heavily as well, with anywhere from 700,000 to 975,000. Do you guys ever, like, think about, you know, how different the world would be if everybody didn't die in these wars? Like, just imagine the sort of people that would maybe be around now. And, like, I don't know, I think about it sometimes. It's weird. It's really weird. I don't know, the what-ifs in history are always kind of fun. Huh, that is more than twice the size of the entire US Army today. What the fuck, dude? That war is a little bit more than just a biggie. Are we talking about mustard gas? No. No. Heavens, no. Not right now, at least. Then there was an Anglo-French offensive. What the fuck is an Anglo-French? The bloodiest single day in the history of the British Army, which suffered 5,700 casualties. I was trying to remember my number terms. Including 19,000 dead. Ah, yeah, 57,000 and 19,000. Okay. Yeah, English. Anglo is English. That's good to know. That's part of the vocab we're learning today. Good at math. I'm not good with math words. That's more of a vocabulary thing. I do not have a very prosperous vocabulary. As a whole, this offensive led to an estimated 420,000 British casualties, along with 200. I don't like reading numbers. There are a lot of fucking dead people, okay? That's the main thing here. That's the main point that I'm trying to make right now. Gunfire was not the only cause of death. The disease that emerged, the type of trenches. Oh god, okay. Trench foot, lice, typhus, trench fever, and the Spanish. What the fuck is trench fever? Ew! Dear god, that's disgusting. That is fucking gross. Oh god. Why? Flu lore! No! That's so gross. That's icky. Ugh. World War One. Whoa. I don't know how I read it like that. Okay. German cruisers were scattered across the globe. Probably not on, you know, like a Disney cruise liner trip or anything. Oh, they were attacking merchant ships. That's kind of a dick move, but okay. Hans, hello. Hello there. Welcome to the stream. Okay, more sea battles. Them sailors doing their sea shit. Epic. That's good. Blockade of Germany. Nobody likes a naval blockade. That just sounds like one hell of a time. Merchants feed the war machines. I think they were just trying to, like, you know, put food on the table, right? Yeah. British also mined international waters, which closed off entire sections of the ocean, even to neutral ships. Okay. Limited response to this tactic of the British. Germany expected a similar response to its unrestricted submarine warfare. Okay. Ocean's closed right now. Come back later, guys. The U-boat. Whoa. That's a big-ass boat. Submarine warfare meant that attacks often came without warning, giving the crews of the merchant ships little hope of survival. I feel like most of the time they were probably bored as shit out there, let's be honest. They were like, oh, it's an opportunity to attack something. Let's go for it. Come on. This'll be fun. This'll be fun. This could we could definitely make something work here. Come on, guys. Let's go make history. Finally, in early 1917, Germany adopted a policy of unrestricted submarine warfare, realizing the Americans would eventually enter the war. Germany sought to strangle Allied sea lanes before the United States could transport a large army overseas, but after initial successes, eventually failed to do so. Wow. It's okay. U.S. #1. Very strong. U-boats were the shit. They look pretty as fuck. I mean, look at that. That's so imposing. It has an aura to it, you know? It's amazing. It's beautiful. It's breathtaking. It's like, and then you have to hold your breath, but I'm not gonna do that right now. Yes, USA, USA, USA. Hydrophone? A microphone designed to be used underwater. That's interesting. Depth charges. Anti-submarine warfare weapon designed to destroy submarines by detonating in the water. Hydraulic shock? What is hydraulic shock? Oh. I didn't know that's what depth charges were for. I guess it did kind of have a pose to it, yeah. It's a bomb that you drop into the water. Not like a bath bomb. That's a little bit different. Oh, alright. It's okay. It's okay. Jacob was given 25. Look here, say, look on the bright side. Trenches are coming back in style. What do you mean by this? What does that mean? Faced with Russia in the east, Austria-Hungary could only spare 1/3 of its army to attack Serbia. But they're just getting attacked from different sides all at once. How the fuck do you split up your forces if a bunch of people are trying to fuck you up? That sounds problematic. Water don't compress, so you make a big boom in the void that forms causes a lot of damage if it's close. I wonder how they figured that one out. Executions? Look away, chat. It's very gruesome and ugly. But that's life for you. I have to cover it with my big ass ears. Hold on. Okay. Alright, let's see. More forces, more people getting captured, more things transpiring over yonder. Return to the trenches. Pretty much. What do you mean, Van? No! No! I'm trying to protect you. German soldiers in the trenches bored. I am more, my brain sees the US and it gets happy. Most of these things I don't understand. A lot of the shit with Austria-Hungary makes no fucking sense to me. People died, yes! People die every day. I'm sorry you had to learn this way, son. It's for the best. Trench warfare does seem like a big old bummer. The Ottomans threatened Russia's Caucasian territories and Britain's communications with India via the Suez Canal. As the conflict progressed, the Ottoman Empire took advantage of the European powers' preoccupation with the war and conducted large-scale ethnic cleansing of the indigenous Armenian, Greek, and Assyrian Christian populations, known as the Armenian Genocide, Greek Genocide. What the fuck? What the fuck? What the fuck? Huh? Didn't learn about that one in history class. Great Wolf is giving 5 carrots. Say carrots for the horse. Thank you! I think they needed the carrots more. What the fuck? What the fuck? What did they do? What did they do? How do genocides even work? Like, what makes a genocide? Meme has announced Germany when the USA keeps using shotguns in the trenches. Why would the US keep doing that? That makes no sense. Fridgeman has announced carrots. That's exciting, isn't it? Mass killings of specific types of people. Okay. I joined the stream and immediately hear ethnic cleansing. Look, it's history! I'm just reading, okay? I'm just trying to understand. There was a siege, there was British people, there were more British people, and then tribes. And that's when Europe looked funky back then, so yeah, I guess there was a lot going on over there. At what point does it become a genocide? That's what I was mainly trying to figure out, because I'm not too privy to this sort of thing, you know? I'm not exactly a genocide expert. I'm a horse. There's a big difference. Egyptian expeditionary force. Why the fuck was Egypt in here? Why? Oh, you guys announced you hear a lot about the Ottoman Empire, but where are the Otto women? I don't think they were involved in the war. Women didn't fight back here. Except for me, you know, I'm built different. World War for a reason? Yeah, I'm seeing that. Everything in Europe makes no sense. Okay. There's a lot of these. I don't know where these places are. Okay, yeah, this is like tucked away in like the stomach of Europe over here. Definitely did not ever hear about this. Britain owned Egypt at the time? They really did have an empire. You seem to know nothing for your claims? Well, I claim to know nothing, so I don't know what point you're trying to make there. Huh? I know when I'm bad at things, okay? I can admit it. I'm not too proud to admit it. That's in Asia? Oh, okay. British Egypt. Yep, it does say British Egypt. Italian. Libya. Oh. Total Ottoman casualties were 7,200,000 with 325,000 dead and 400,000 wounded. Dear God, that's a lot of damage. In the Italian fronts, okay, so they had a lot of things to worry about over there as well. Treaty of London. More treaties, goddamn, okay. Luigi? Eh? Series of frontal attacks. More battles. How many different fronts are there? It's Italian, Eastern, Western, Probably northern too. I don't know. There's a little bit of everything. We're soon to have the 1,000-yard stare after history. You gotta absorb knowledge somehow, you know? Little by little, we're trying to pick up some useful informations here. A couple, a tidbit perhaps. There's also a front in China. Shut the front door. Russia occupied Poland. Yo, who the fuck made the crest back then? I really did not know this place existed. That's the most surprising part. It seems really pretty and cool. Russia as the Tsar remained. Arrest ruined Russia as the Tsar remained at the front, with the home front controlled by Empress Alexandra. There's an empress, okay. Her increasingly incompetent rule and food shortages in urban areas led to widespread protests and the murder of her favorite. Rasputin? Why'd he have to die? Why was he her favorite? Interesting. I wonder why. He fucked. Okay. Settle down there, class. Settle down. He was a womanizer and men didn't like that. Was he at least classy? I don't know. I like how he has his own whole section there. Well, alright then. Transylvania. Why are there so many birds on crests in Europe? Did they just really like birds? Was it like just a thing back then? I don't know. Yeah, everybody had to get involved over here too. I have a bird in my crest. You have a bird in your crest. You're gonna throw out wild accusations like that? I have a horse in my crest. Thank you very much. You know what's crazy is I haven't even scrolled halfway down through this page yet. Oh, it's the U.S. I recognize that country. U.S. President Woodrow Wilson. Attempted to intervene as peacemaker, asking for both sides to state their demands and start negotiations. Oh, you. After initial outrage and much deliberation, they took Wilson's note as a separate effort, signaling that the U.S. was on the verge of entering the war against Germany following the submarine outages. Damn it, Germany, why? Yeah, USA, let's go! I can finally figure out what the fuck's going on, kind of, sort of, possibly a little bit here. Did I get drafted or volunteer? Anyway, I need a USA emote for us to spam. I'll work on it, okay? I'll do my best. Let's see. Russian Revolution and withdrawal. What were they withdrawing from? Alcohol? Vladimir Lenin. Who are you? Ushered from Switzerland into Russia. Huh. There's party there. There was Russian politics. Some shit transpired over yonder. People touched our boats, which is very unfortunate. United States enters into the war. Yippee. Let's go. 6 new countries were born. Not too bad, not too bad. Huh. Associated powers. So the Germans are the reason why the US entered the war. Because Germany wanted to fuck around. That's what I gather from this. Marcus given 5 characters. They say, so Tomoe, where is the section where you ran to a German trench in in regiment wiped the entire trench with your trench gun? You have a lot of faith in me. That's admirable. But I don't know if I'm as strong as you think, you know? I don't know if I'm as strong as you think. Despite his conviction that Germany must be defeated, Wilson went to war to ensure the U.S. played a leading role in shaping the peace, which meant preserving the AEF as a separate military force rather than being absorbed into the British or French units as the Allies wanted. Well, at least he was helping out in his own way. We need our own identity as Americans. We can't just fit into the mold, you know? You're supposed to cut the mold off. Actually, if something starts molding, you're supposed to throw it away. You can't eat around it. So I see why we did what we did. We have to remain independent at all times. We got this. Yeah, pretty much. Pretty much what happened. There's an offensive over yonder with the British peoples. French army mutinies. They refused orders? You can't refuse orders. Collective indiscipline had spread to 54 divisions, while over 20,000 deserted. God damn, bro. Their demands were largely non-political, including better economic support for families at home and regular periods of leave. Why do they need to take leave? Very selfish. Very selfish. You guys don't need leave in the Umarmy, right? Right? Yeah. Say yes. And then there was more stuff over here. Over yonder. British artillery battle. Battle of Jerusalem. Huh. German, Ottoman Empire. Battles of Gaza. Huh. So that's in that little corner of the Europe. Paid leave? Why do you guys have so many demands? You gotta learn how to settle for less, you know? That's what the French probably had to do eventually. They weren't vibing with the war. This is in Asia? I'm really bad with geography. The world is very confusing and large and scary. Yeah, I'm confused, don't worry. I'm teaching. I have to pretend I know what I'm talking about. We are not French. I would never call you guys French, don't worry. Stare, don't look at me! I'm sorry! I'm learning too. That's why I'm reading Wikipedia, so I can pretend to be confident in what I'm talking about. The Germans did more shit over yonder. Okay. Operation Michael. That is a weird name for an operation, but okay. They had a little flowchart over here. Allies increased their frontline rifle strength while German strength fell by half. That's what I'm fucking talking about. World not scary, human scary? This picture's scary. Look at those dead trees, man. That's really fucking depressing. Owie. So there were more assaults. I don't know, when the US got involved, things kind of took a bigger turn. But you know, that's just what the US does. It's actually impressive how many little battles there were in this. I wonder if at the time they even knew when this shit was gonna end. Because it was just people dying, people getting injured. Oh hey, they're using new weapons. Oh god, that's inhumane. What the fuck is going on? Why is everybody dying? I don't know. I really don't know. By Christmas? Christmas of what year? What fucking year, bro? Armistices and capitulations. That definitely is not happening. A flag of truce to ask for an armistice. Terms arranged with the Allied authorities in Paris were communicated to the Austrian commander and accepted. There was a monarchy. Habsburg. Huh? That's so strange. How odd. People sat in the trenches, so they needed to do a lot of little battles. I guess you like do little small battles and then you do like big decisive battles, right? It's also believed his contracting the Spanish flu might have affected his mind, causing his aggressive stance and treatment of the Germans in the treaty. The more you fucking know. Alrighty, let's see. Sailors revolt. Why was everybody starting to revolt against their leadership, man? If you guys ever do that, you know, I'd be kind of sad. Don't worry about the Habsburg, we don't need to open that can of worms. Is that like a whole nother branch of lore over there? Humanity can be very cruel and questionable. So it would seem from this war. I did not know what I was getting into with this stream. I'm doing my best to understand. There's just a lot of little snippets and bits. So I can't really go into it as comprehensively as I would want to, because I just do not know much about all these countries. The 4 previous years wasn't a good time. Many monarchies became unpopular. Were they not supporting their people properly? Like, kinda seems that way. Formal end of the war, okay. Armistice of 11 November 1918. Monarchies inherently suck. I'm kind of a fan of the butterflies, personally. Have you seen a map where all the battles take place? I have not. National boundaries. Oh, this is what you guys meant by the empire split up, right? Because, yeah. Austria-Hungary was no longer Austria-Hungary, it was Austria and Hungary. But now there's all these little countries too. That's so interesting. The monarch butterfly, yeah, that fella. A time-lapse map of the war? Where can I find that at? Austria-Hungary, state of the well, what is this? Transylvania, and this is modern Romania. So it was used to be over here, and then it was over here. So they got a big chunk of territory, and this was this place, which became that, and then that border changed over there. Okay, so basically all these countries just got a shit ton of land. Croatia. Serbia. Okay. That makes sense. That makes a little bit more sense as to how that got split up, but that's still very, very odd. The Kingdom of Croatia, Slavonia was incorporated into Yugoslavia. Oh. Okay. Speakers of Hungarian language included approximately 54% of the entire population of the Kingdom of Hungary. Damn, bro. So many different people all shoved together. Lost much of its western frontiers, the newly independent nations of Estonia, Finland. Okay. So, part of Russia got carved away. Huh. Who started the war again? The Archduke. Yeah, that guy. Happened in a really short amount of time. I mean, if you think about how much Europe changed as a result of it, I guess you could consider that a pretty short amount of time. And there's like a lot of lasting effects from the war, too. Alrighty. Casualties. 60 million European military personnel were mobilized from 1914 to 1918. 8 million were killed, 7 million were permanently disabled, 15 million were seriously injured. I guess that could be a lot worse if you think about it, but that's still pretty fucking bad. Permanently disabled. Damn. French forces did not suffer as much as I thought. Horrific facial injuries. Causing social stigma and marginalization. That's so fucked up, man. That is so fucked up. Yeah, I guess that is a big deal to suddenly have like 10% less population. I don't know how that would affect the economy. That sounds like it'd cause a lot of problems. Especially because it's like the dudes who got killed off. So there'd be like... Would there be more women than men at that time? As a result, would it cause like an imbalance in the population? Oh, that's strange to think about. Civilian deaths were 474,000 higher than in peacetime due to large part food shortages and malnutrition that weakened disease resistance. Oof. Famine? Great Depression. Yes and no? Huh. Wait, how no? Wouldn't that definitely be? I don't know. I don't get it. So there's a lot of diseases. Huh. This is why we get vaccines, I think. Is there gonna be chats about all eras? I want to get to the part where the US invents the F-16 and we can send people. Okay, well, it's... Wait, what? I didn't see this line. 8 million equines, including horses, donkeys, and mules, died. 3/4 of them from the extreme conditions they worked in. Why did they feel a need to include this? I also did not know donkeys and mules counted as equines. That's interesting. 8 million. 8 million. I think that's the real loss here. They had to go for the horses. That's, That's crazy. That's sad, bro. That's fucking sad. They died from extreme conditions. I don't think it's important to remember the HOTS that work so hard for us. That's... Holy shit, dude. Why? Why would they do this? Chemical weapons and warfare. Yeah. Sorry I keep yawning. I'm very exhausted. 90,000 casualties. Oh. Okay. And they had to start prohibiting their use afterwards. Yeah, that makes sense. Asphyxiating gases are pretty fucking bad. Yeah, and then you have the genocides. Every particularly fucked up section gets its own subsection. When World War III hits, you are not missing the draft. I mean, me personally, and I've said this before as somebody who's active duty, I would rather die before any of the civilians here have to die. Because it's kind of my job. It's kind of what I signed it up for. You know, technically, even though I don't work in a combat role, I would rather die before you guys have to. That's just my stance on it, though. Me personally, you know. It is what it is. Horses were still one of the main engines of society at the time. Not too surprising they were used in that amount. Yeah, but it's sad still. I don't like thinking about it. If you need to draft people, it means you suck. Hey! We have drafts in the Umarmy sometimes. We gotta fill the population, you know? We gotta get more horse soldiers in there. Remember, service is for a lifetime. And I'm not giving you paid leave. You better be happy that you're here. There's no escape from democracy. Prisoners of war. Holy shit. Soldiers' experiences. British soldiers were initially volunteers, but were increasingly conscripted. Surviving veterans returning home often found they could discuss their personal experiences only among themselves. Veterans associations or legions. Yeah, it was pretty fucked up. I knew that much at least. You're not soldier slaves. You guys you're a valuable part of the Umarmy, okay? It's okay. It's okay. See, he wants you for the US Army. I want you for the US Umarmy, you know? But every time I try to make a funny propaganda post, people are like, oh, she's trying to recruit people into the military. It's kind of baffling, actually. That's your uncle? That's our uncle, okay? That's the uncle. That doesn't clarify? Yeah, it's fine. Don't worry about it. United States began conscription in 1917. It was generally well received. What? We should be happy about it, yeah. I'm surprised the isolated rural areas didn't like that. The administration decided... I'm getting tongue-tied again. The administration decided to primarily rely on conscription rather than voluntary enlistment to raise military manpower after only 73,000 volunteers enlisted out of the initial 1 million target in the first 6 weeks of the... Damn, they were ambitious about that. Damn. Yeah, service guarantees that you can be a horse, and there's no greater honor. As I've said before, you look like the little horse in the top left of the chat box once you join. It's like, you know the old Animorph books? That's how it works. How am I doing? I'm doing good today. I'm just trying to figure out what the propaganda is about. Conscription, though. I forget how they handled conscription. It wasn't completely random, right? It's not like the reverse of winning a lottery, right? They had, like, very specific quotas and stuff to meet, right? I think you had to, like, fall into the specific categories and whatnot. Embedded positions. That's interesting. Economic effects. Oh, voting rights for women. Oh, yeah, that did happen around then. And the women had to go to work to support the kids. It used to be the dudes supporting the wife and kids, but then the women, they had to go out yonder. They had to go. Eldest son, under 35, etc. Oh, that's a fucking bummer. That does not sound like a good time. The only looked for red flags. Everyone else was free reign. Do you know how the story of No, I'm not really good with things outside of the U.S. I already kind of proved that in the stream. But it's okay. We're doing our best to learn. GDP? Huh. American railroads. Wilson was on the verge of cutting off the loans in late 1916, but allowed a great increase in U.S. government lending to the Allies. Yeah, why not? 18 to 35, your number comes up and you go to a selection process, i.e. medical. Damn, that's a very specific age range. But I guess after 35, they're like, yeah, this guy's probably dealt with enough shit in life as is. The Spanish-American War? No, I don't know shit about it. What is this metal? Why does it look like black mold? Huh. Used in munition production. Interesting. War guilt clause stated Germany accepted responsibility for all the loss and damage to which the Allies and associated governments and their nationals have been subjected as a consequence of the war imposed upon them by the aggression of Germany and her allies. Damn, they just said, fuck you, Germany. That sucks. Don't fuck with U.S. ships. Yes, that was in fact the lesson, but I gotta kind of feel bad for him. My great-grandfather got paid to replace the son of rich family, and when he arrived to the front, the war had ended. God damn. I forgot that they could pay their way out of those things. It really is interesting how that was handled, honestly. The Great Depression arrived in 1929. Payment of reparations is suspended by the international community. Holy shit, that's a lot of money. Whew. Yeah, and then the Second World War happened. Dude, imagine, you know, being fucking sad and depressed after the First World War, and then later on a second one rolls around, you're just like, damn, this shit never ends. Maybe after that, after World War II, they're like, oh, I wonder when World War III is gonna happen. And now you just hear people horsing around about it nowadays. I don't think that a draft would go as well as it did last time. We live in a very different world than we did 100 years ago. Society has changed so drastically in such a short span of time, it's actually baffling. Though maybe that's how it's been throughout all of history. Obviously, I don't have a good grasp of it, so I don't know if this level of change is, like, normal or what, or if we're just, like, fucking accelerating ahead in life. It's really hard to tell. That's what the Cold War was. Okay. Yeah, that's a lot of fucking money. Let's see. Sorry, looking at this. The alien juggler is given 2 carrots. They go back in time and ask them, is this 1 or 2? What do you mean by that? Oh, okay, the World Wars. Yeah, I don't know. Draft doesn't go well and anytime there's a lot of desertion and insubordination. Damn. Depend on whether the world was viewed as just or not. Well, here's the interesting thing about current times. Actually, no, this is any point in history. No matter how you try to justify something, there's always going to be people who oppose. It just depends on how it's presented. But, I think people used to love the US government a lot more than they do now, so that would probably also be a factor. I don't know, man. I just work here. The war contributed to the evolution of the wristwatch for women's jewelry to practice everyday item, replacing the pocket watch. But the pocket watch is so neat. It's so nifty, you know? So neat. Trench watches. Huh? Military pocket watches were not effective for combat. Huh. And then radio is a post-war popularity of the meat. Okay, that's interesting. No one wants to go die in a war. Yeah, that's true. That's true. You're the villain in someone's story. I mean, yeah, all these people who went and fought were probably heroes in their own nation. But obviously, you know, someone always has to be the bad guy. Radium girls? And then there was other country. Oh. Wartime fun. Oh. That's interesting. I guess everybody had their own shit going on in the country, yeah. Really never have heard about how things were handled in Europe. It's interesting. Europe and Asia. Very confusing. See, this is all the stuff I'm less familiar with. That's why even reading it, it's like, it doesn't stick to my head as well. Although, yes, there were cool firearms that appeared around this time, so that's exciting at least. That's exciting. Too much suffering, though. Large-scale fundraising for soldiers' welfare. Interesting. Well, at least they tried to help their people out. That's something, right? That's gotta count for something. Opposition. Oh! In the U.S., the Espionage Act of 1917 and Sedition Act of 1918 made it a federal crime to oppose military recruitment or make any statements deemed disloyal. Publications at all critical of the government were removed from circulation by postal censors, and many served long-term prison sentences for statements of fact deemed unpatriotic. I didn't know that happened. Huh. That's interesting. You would think that it's okay. Yeah, I thought people were supposed to just say how they feel about stuff. Why'd they get censored? What the heck? Nice First Amendment. Yeah. You can't oppose the conscription, you just gotta go die, I guess. Seems like an important thing to include in an American history class. I don't know if they mentioned that. Incredibly detailed videos about World War I guns. That could be interesting to watch. Freedom isn't always free. Yeah, conscientious objectors. Some socialists, some religious, some refuse to fight. Huh. Yeah. Oh, they had to be put in prison for refusing to fight? Huh. Huh. If you guys didn't want to fight, would you rather be in jail than have to fight? I wonder. Even after the war in Britain, many job advertisements were marked, "No conscientious objectors need to apply." Damn, they really said fuck those guys. I don't know, it's hard because a lot of people, you know, they would call them cowards, but like, isn't it kind of hard to like put your life at stake for something that you don't personally believe in? So I don't know if I would call it cowardice in every case. Maybe sometimes it was, but other times, you know, people have their own morals and just their own things that they believe in, so it's, you know, it's understandable on both sides. On one hand, it's like, you should die for your country because you're a part of this country and that is the expectation placed upon you. But then as an individual, you know, with families that you have to look after and not being sure what would happen to them if they lost you or what have you. You know, if you look at the bigger picture, then it's understandable why people wouldn't want to go out there. Because, like, imagine if you're, like, the sole provider for, like, I don't know, like, 3 people, like, some kids, or a woman and kids and stuff, and then it's like, well, what are they gonna do without you? What's gonna happen then? And you're just, like, worried sick about them, and you have to go fight. It's like, how the fuck are you supposed to focus on combat when you don't know what's gonna happen to those people? I don't know. It's just, it's weird to think about. If you have to force people to fight for you, you don't have their allegiance, and if you force them to fight, it will not be okay. I guess they had to make it happen, though, because everybody was being forced to fight, so... I don't know, man. Down with the war, all power to Soviets. Yeah, people were pissed. Okay, that's fair. Alien Juggle is given 5 cards to say, I'll take the nations that we truly won. Japan, Korea, Germany, Philippines were the ones we never left. Would have won the others if we stayed. That's interesting to think about, yeah. No one should die for their country. They should live for their country and fight for the people. Living is the objective. Death is a possible outcome. But, like, think about it. The US had a goal. Something that they needed to achieve. But it's weird because, like, if the people in the US wanted the war, then why weren't more people willing to volunteer for the war? Especially if they had been doing, like, propaganda and stuff to, like, convince people that the war was the right thing to do. Did a lot of people then not want to get involved with the war, and they were forced to get involved with the war? I don't know. Major armies now numbering millions of men had modernized and were making use of telephone, wireless communication, armored cars, tanks, especially with the advent of the prototype tank, Little Willie. Oh! That's one of the really dangerous designs, right? Yeah. Yeah. And aircraft. America was fairly isolationist until it pushed. Yeah. Relying on volunteering means losing most of the brave people. That's sad, bro. It's sad. It is kind of adorable, but sad. Why did you join the army? Look at the looks of people look to set themselves straight through the army and the way rewards just head up. Huh? Everyone joins the military for a different reason. It's not like we're, you know, in times of war right now. I don't know. It's weird. But, yeah, everybody has their own reasons. Fixed-wing aircraft were initially used for reconnaissance and ground attack to shoot down enemy planes. Anti-aircraft guns and fighter aircraft were developed. Strategic bombers. Zeppelins! Look at them! They're so funny looking. Imagine you see that big motherfucker just headed towards you. It's got an aura to it. Sorry, let me move. There you go. Look at him. Look at him. Look at him. Political cartoon about the Zimmerman telegram. Propaganda campaigns. Defining and redefining the war goals, which became harsher as the war went on, luring neutral nations into the coalition by offering slices of enemy territory and encouragement by the allies of nationalistic minority movements inside the Central Powers, especially among the Czechs, Poles, and Arab. Okay. Interesting. Very interesting. Hello, Tomoe! Hello! I'm doing my best to figure out the war. There's a lot of details. Zeppelins are so cool! I agree. Technically the US is at war with a few countries still. North Korea is one of them because the Korean War never ended, just a ceasefire. That's interesting. I never thought about it like that. I just work here. That's what I always say. I just work here, bro. I just show up to work, do my job, and go home. Oh, I have been to some of the war memorials, though. Especially because in December I went to Washington, D.C. It was really pretty there. Although the weather was kind of shitty in winter. But it's interesting to see all that history there. Tucked away, you know. Very, very pretty place. When when compared with World War II, the First World War is often thought to be a wrong war fought for the wrong reasons. It lacks the meta-narrative of good versus evil that characterizes retellings of the Second World War. Lacking recognizable heroes and villains, it is often taught thematically, invoking tropes like the wastefulness of war, the folly of generals, and the innocence of soldiers. The complexity of the conflict is mostly obscured by these oversimplifications. Huh. So people mostly think that it was a big waste of fucking time, and people just died. That's interesting. That's interesting and slightly sad. Well, not slightly sad, that's very sad, actually. Unexploded ordnance. As of 2007, signs of warning visitors to keep off certain paths at battlefield sites remain in place as unexploded ordnance continue to pose a danger. Huh. In France and Belgium, locals who discover caches of unexploded munitions are assisted by weapons disposal units. In some places, plant life still has not returned to normal. Well, that's sad. It's been so long. And yet nothing's changed, really. Go. So yeah, that's a pretty good overview of the war. As I said before, I'm sorry that I'm not good with history. It's just not my strong suit. And honestly, a lot of that stuff went straight over my fucking head. I am really just not good at, like, piecing apart. It's easier with, like, you know, videos and stuff, but there's only so much I can do. But I thought the stream would be an interesting concept to explore, and it was pretty fun. I hope you guys had fun with it too. Maybe not the most, it was not the most skillful execution ever, but it was certainly a fun time. That's what learning is. I know, I was supposed to be the teacher, but I was kind of the student. But I do appreciate you guys teaching me so many cool things. I learned a lot of stuff today, so that's pretty fun. I never knew how much Europe changed in such a short span of times. And there's so many European wars, so many like small and big ones that I just did not know about. History is always interesting to study. Yeah, because it's like hard to believe that stuff like this happened not too long ago. And it's like, I don't know, all these people who aren't around anymore shaped the world so much, and it's just, humanity is a very strange and vast thing. And like, it's just all these conflicting beliefs and people like wrestling for power and yeah. It's a lot to unpack, but it's really cool. More history streams in the future? I wouldn't mind. I wouldn't mind looking into more things, as long as you guys know what you're getting yourselves into when you come here. I would not like to think about what a modern war would be like with all the advancements that we've made now. That's really fucking hard to imagine. Like a really, really big fuck-off size modern war, not like, not like a smaller one, but like, whew, like, I don't know. I don't know how to put it into words, but it's scary. It's a scary thought. But I think things are fine as is now. Well, not perfect, but at least, we're hanging in there. That's all we can do. I lack information. That's true. I do lack information. Logistics for that scale doesn't exist at the moment, and I think that's fine. I think that's perfectly fine. I think that's all I have for today, though. It's time for me to, like, relax and unwind and unwind and relax. Thank you guys again for helping me learn, though. It was very fun. Honestly, this ended up being a lot more... Because, like, I really did not know anything outside of the involvement of the US. Like, that was my idea of the scope of the war. So I did not know just how big the World War actually was and why people called it that. I did not know about all the countries over there that got involved. It's just... It's hard to picture the scope of things until it's like the full picture is painted to you properly, so... Yeah. We were knowledge maxing today. That's a good way of putting it. Okay, I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna send you guys off now. I'm gonna do a proper raid. I think I can do one on both Twitch and YouTube today, because people are actually streaming on Fridays. It's a good thing about Fridays. It's easier to catch people. Go catch him off guard. Do a responsible charge. Remember the 8 million equine that died, and that's still that's a lot of horses and creatures related to horses. That's too much equine death. That's the real problem right there. Sorry, I gotta pull this up. Everything takes a minute. World War is very. Oh god. Okay. F for horses. I miss the horses so much, man. Why they have to go like this? Why? Let's see. Who do I raid? Who do I raid? Sorry, I'm thinking. Thank you for the Caesar salad fact. No, thank you. You guys were a good audience today. I'll do my best tomorrow as well. I have 2 streams I gotta do tomorrow, so I'll see you there if you're able to make it. Okie dokie. Time's everyone on their way. You guys have a good rest of your night. Make good decisions, or at least moderately decent decisions. I'm not giving you a safety brief. Remember not to die. Yes, that is my lesson for now. You guys take care though. I will be gone now. I will go horse around elsewhere. Alright, bye bye.